So let's chat briefly, and by chat, let me tell you a little bit about the 4 attachment statuses that researchers have identified in adults. And all of these come from particular patterns in our childhood that then play out with particular roadmaps that adults use in their lives. So the first one we're going to start with, actually the first 2 are sort of this anxious variety. And so if you've heard them talk about childhood, it's like anxious avoidant or anxious insecure. And these are kids whose parents kind of were responsive enough, but not in quite the right ways. So we have one type where the individual becomes dismissive. So their parents were responsive, but they were maybe like a little too involved and over-involved. And so as an adult, this person is sort of like, yeah, I want you close, I'm anxious, I really crave connection. And then like, I need you to back off. That felt really way too close. The next kind of anxious is where the parents in the child's experience were kind of like, they kind of came and went, they were sort of like unreliable. And so these individuals become preoccupied with attachment status. They're like, are you going to be there? What's going to happen if you leave? And they have a really hard time tolerating closeness and distance. And then there's this unresolved type where it's like the parents were inconsistent enough that the child never really formed a roadmap that led to anywhere in particular. So these were parents who were kind of like unpredictable, unreliable, changed at some points during their early childhood years, or were neglectful or abusive. And this unresolved style really just means that this person has no characteristic way of dealing with relationships. Sometimes they're like, yes, more closeness, please. And other times they're like, get away. This can be really confusing for the person and for their partners. And then finally, we have secure. This is sort of like what we're all striving to be. Unfortunately, it's only about 40% of the American population, so we all got more work to do here. And these people kind of got what they needed. They got adequate protection, closeness, comfort, but not too much. And so they developed this secure way of being, which just sort of means that they can handle intimacy, vulnerability, and also some distance in their close connections. And the good news, if you're interested, is that through psychotherapy that is kind of attachment informed, people can actually sort of move up the ranks, if you will, and develop a more secure attachment status.